What's shaking, BookTube? My name's Cam and welcome back to another video. This is going to be my obligatory October spooky video. Now, a lot of people are making videos on their recommendations for Halloween, books they think are going to scare you, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to go a bit of a different route, because let's be honest, scary books, they don't really scare you, do they? Come on. They don't, do they? Do they? Do they? No, I know what really scares you. Actually, I know 5 things that really scare you. So proceed with caution. Here we go. We don't really do Halloween in Australia, so I don't know. Here's a pumpkin. Just roll the intro. So my aim here is to actually scare you. If you don't think I can, then watch it till the end of the video. Let's see what happens. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna get straight into it. Number 1, and this may be the worst one, so I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off here and just get the worst one out of the way. Something that I know scares every reader. It's when you're turning that page, your thumb kinda scrapes the bottom of the page. I'm talking about paper cuts. And if you're sitting there and you're like, man, paper cuts don't scare me. Whatever, man. I got a high pain threshold. Whatever, man. If you really think paper cuts don't scare you, then I dare you to watch this little clip without your heart skipping a beat. Admit it, that gave you a little spook, didn't it? And I didn't even show the actual paper cut. Number 2 is when you open a book to the back to try and see the author notes, or maybe see a list of their other works. Anything kind of like that. You skip to the back of the book, you accidentally spot the last page. Try as you might not to read it, chances are your eyes are going to go to the writing and your heart's going to go. Whether you see it or not, gives you a bit of a fright, doesn't it? Number 3 is when you're kind of reading in a weird angle and you've got a drink, worst of all, a cup of coffee, and you see, it's never like a lot, it's always like a tiny bit. You spill just the tiniest bit, and it's as if it's slow motion. You watch it fall towards the pages of the book. Ironically, it almost falls exactly to where you were actually reading.
Illuminati.
Ooh, the amount of times I have nearly had a heart attack. I'll be like laying upside down or something, and for whatever reason I think it's a good idea to have a cup of coffee while I do that, and just... bad. Number 4 is when you go to Goodreads, and you try to avoid it, but you end up seeing your challenge thing. So you set an amount of books that you want to read for the year, and we always end up avoiding it. Even though we know what it's probably going to say, a lot of us are scared to check it because we're always behind. Even if we aren't behind, even if we've read that many books, we just aren't updating it. It's just, it fucking sucks to see it. It's like someone taking you out in the middle of the street in public and just pulling down your pants. At least I know that's what it's like for me. I actively avoid looking at my Goodreads challenge. I'm scared of it. So yeah, that's 4 things that I am almost positive would have scared you more than some horror recommendations. 4 doesn't seem like a very round number though, does it, for a list? I think I got it. Isn't this just the most beautiful book you've ever seen? It's actually my favorite book. Sherlock Holmes, gold pages, it's got the ribbon, it's got every Sherlock Holmes story ever in it. Amazing.